I know that we're going to be talking about money, but these are the best things that I've bought recently. $20 from Amazon. One's got a cat on it and one is like little frogs. Best thing that I've bought in probably months. Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at an in-depth view of my monthly budget. So how much I earn, how much I save or invest, and sort of like my overall plan every month that I have to do with my income, especially when it comes to expenses and also trying to grow a little bit of wealth for myself. That rhymed, wealth for myself. I have my water in a really fancy glass today because last night Lewis and I had a couple of red wines, so I'm a little bit dehydrated, but water is really important for you and it tastes even better when it comes in a fancy glass. So I kind of have this overall budget that I follow pretty much every month now that I've gone back full time. Also, sorry, if you are new here, my name is Angie. I am a 32, almost 33-year-old teacher from Melbourne, Victoria. And I sort of have a budget that I kind of follow every single month now that I have gone back full time. So last year I was casual relief teaching, but this year I have gone back to have my very own classroom. So I have a salary that I get every single month, so I know exactly how much is coming in and how much is going out of my account. So what I'm going to first do is show you how I actually budget and what my money kind of goes towards. And then I'm going to talk to you about the process of what happens when my money comes into my account, any savings that I might have, any investment sort of strategies or what I sort of invest in, and then what I'm currently working towards. So my money goals for the rest of this year. And then obviously I'm going to show you and talk to you about what my income goes towards, so the specific accounts and specific expenses that I have every single month that I know I'm going to have to pay. But I figured let's first off just budget for the month. So let's just do a really quick budget. If you've been to my channel before, you know that I use Every Dollar. It's David Ramsey's budgeting kind of tool. It's really basic. There's nothing crazy like in depth about it. But for me, I feel like that is easier because the more complicated it is, the less likely that I'm going to stick to it. And I feel like that's really common with a lot of people. You see all these amazing Excel spreadsheets and they look fantastic, but honestly, a lot of them seem to take a lot of time and effort. And you know, if you do have the time or if it's something that you're super, super passionate about, obviously it's going to really work for you. But I feel like for the everyday person that doesn't have a lot of time, or they just want to spend 5 minutes really quickly just doing their budget and then moving on, I feel like this kind of program is really easy. So like while Excel spreadsheets, yeah, they are really great, I tend to really like this David Ramsey one. He's a little bit controversial. I don't really believe a lot of what he says, but the program's actually really good itself. Okay, so every single month, I earn $4,680. So I earn $2,340 per fortnight from AdSense. I am looking at earning about $50 from YouTube. It used to be around $100 to $200 a month, but because I hadn't uploaded for a really long time, obviously the money that I'm earning from YouTube has dropped significantly. So I'm just really slowly starting to build it up. I haven't had any money from Google or YouTube for quite a while because you have to earn over $100 for it to actually go into your account. So I think the month before and last month, it must have been just under $50 per month. That's why I hadn't got anything into my account. But hopefully if my viewers or my viewership continues to rise, obviously the AdSense money will rise as well. So that gives me with an overall amount of about $4,730 per month to play with. So fixed expenses, these are things that I know are coming every single month. This is what I'm expecting to pay. Nothing really changes unless the company ups the price. So Spotify is $21 per month. I pay for the family account. So my mum, my sister, Lewis, and myself are on the one account. I also pay for Stan, which is $18 per month. My phone bill is $30 per month, so I'm prepaid with Woolworths, and with the Woolworths one you get 10% off your shop. So it kind of halves my phone bill. So technically I'm only really kind of paying like $15 a month because I usually save around $15 from that 10%. Rent, I'm actually not paying anything in rent at the moment. I've paid for it up until I think June or July. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about rent a little bit later in the video because I'm not paying it for the rest of the year, and I'll explain why. Well, I am paying for it, but I'll explain how it's going to work. So bills is $320 per month that I and Lewis both put into a joint account, and that seems to cover us for gas, electricity, and water. We have received a couple of bills in this new place that we currently are living in. We moved in around 2 months ago, and these bills seem to be significantly less than our previous house, which was an absolute money pit. Hopefully we'll have some money left over to, I don't know, like go out for dinner or pay for something else, who knows. Petrol is $100 per month. I filled up my car yesterday and it was around $80. And because I'm living so much closer to my work now, it's about 10 minutes. I only actually ever have to fill up my car once a month, whereas previously where we were living, it was once a week I would have to fill it up, and that was around $90 per week. So that's a huge saving. Groceries, $400 per month. That is for just myself. So Lewis also puts in the same amount. So we have $800 that goes towards any kind of pet food, any cat litter, anything that is household sort of related, that money goes towards. We also pay for certain things out of our own pocket, but generally that's like the household account amount. Splurge money, I put in $600 for splurge. This is fun money. This is money that I can spend on whatever I like, takeaway, going out for drinks, going out for dinner. If I want like a piece of clothing and I've got the money in that account, I can pay for it. Nails, hair, whatever it is, that money goes towards that. So that is $600 per month. And then Pilates, which I said in my previous budget, and I was like, you guys have to make me stick to it. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. I didn't go to Pilates at all, but I'm still setting aside some money for Pilates because I have booked in to go tomorrow. So I need to go because I'm not feeling really good about myself at the moment. I'm feeling really inflated and just like bloated. So I need to do some sort of movement, some sort of exercise. And Pilates is a real, like reformer Pilates is a really great way to get that exercise. It's 45 minutes. It's not like super, super hard and sweaty. I really enjoy it because it makes you feel like all flexible and long and elongated, and yeah, I really like it. So $160 to go to Pilates per month. That's around 1 to 2 sessions per week. So around like 6 sessions per month-ish. Health insurance, putting $100 a month towards that. I'm with HBF, I think it is, and my health premium is around $1,400 a year, which is just so much money, and I don't even use it. But because I'm over that like threshold, you either have the health insurance or you pay the Medicare levy surcharge. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Car insurance is $84 per month. Car service, $84 per month. Car regos, the same. Christmas, $50. Birthdays, $50. And clothes, which is like if I want a new pair of shoes and I don't have the money in the splurge, I can kind of dip into that account to supplement it. And then baby, this is for my sister's baby. I'm putting in $50 per fortnight towards Bubs' account. That is just in case my sister needs anything, like any money for food or mortgage or anything to do with the child. She is doing it as a solo parent through IVF, which is such a amazing thing that she's decided to do. But you know, I wanted to show support that, you know, I can put a little bit of money aside that, you know, if she ever needs anything. And because she is doing it solo, her income obviously isn't going to be the same as a dual household. So yeah, I put a little bit of money aside for that just in case she wants anything. Okay, so that is basically a really brief overview of my budget that I have every single month. Now, in terms of what happens when I do get paid, so my income goes into one account. I actually have 3 banks. So I bank with, one is my primary, which is my income. So that is where all of my pays have gone since I was like 15 years old. It's just easier than trying to change everything up. So all of my income and Google payments as well go into that one account. After I get paid into that one account, I then spread all my money across the other 2. So I have my own separate account with Up, and that is all of my splurge, my sinking funds, my emergency fund, and my savings account. I then have another bank account that is a joint one with Lewis. That is our household. That also used to be where our mortgage used to come out of. So that is where the groceries and the bill money goes, and Lewis and I both have joint access to that. But the primary account and the up bank account is purely just mine. I'm the only one that has access to that. Then after I have spread it out, whatever is left over, which is usually around $1,000 or so every single fortnight, I put $1,000 away into either my savings account or my investments account. So last year and the year before, I drained all of my savings. I wasn't putting anything into investments because I wasn't working or earning a lot. So my expenses were kind of more than what I was earning. So I lost a lot of money, a lot of savings. So this year is really the year to build it back up and trying to get a little bit ahead with my savings and my investments. So every month I try and put away around $2,000 in towards my savings and my investments if I can. If I cannot, then it's okay. Whatever money I can put away, I will try and put away. So what I invest in are ETFs. They're really safe, really diverse. I find that for someone who is not illiterate in ETFs, but I don't have a super in-depth understanding of investing, but I really want to be able to build some wealth and try and get ahead later in life. And I've chosen to do ETFs because they are really affordable. They're really interchangeable as well. So you can invest in the top 100 or 500 companies in Australia or the US. And for me, I feel like it is the best kind of investment to have. I don't go with any of the micro investing platforms anymore. I used to, but I just feel like if I want to be serious, I want to do something that's a little bit more hardcore, that's on the real stock market. So I invest in 3 different ETFs. One of them is VAS or VAS, one of them is AFI, and then the other one, I can't remember. I know it's another Vanguard one. I think it's the Vanguard Growth, High Growth, something like that. I don't know. There's 3 of them. So each month I will decide which one of those ETFs I will invest in, and however much I can buy for the $1,000 is however much I'll buy. So it's not me timing the market. It's, what is it called? Time cost or cost averaging. So it's the same amount every month, no matter what the market is doing. I just buy however much I can for that certain amount. And that's actually probably one of the best ways to do it, rather than trying to time the market, which is almost impossible, what a lot of people say. The platform that I use is Self Wealth, and that is $9.50 per trade. So however much you buy, you're always going to pay $9.50. So if it's $500, you'll pay $9.50. If you're buying $10,000 worth, it's $9.50. That is a lot cheaper than a couple of the other investment platforms. I know that ComSec, I think, is around $20 per trade. So no matter, again, if you're buying $500, you pay $20. If you buy $10,000 worth, you pay $20. So you have to really kind of think about the fees too. It's not just how much you're buying, it's how much fees you're paying per trade. That's why I kind of wait for it to be in a lump sum. So then that trade is a little bit cheaper than if it's in a smaller amount. So the goals that I'm working towards are a savings goal and an emergency fund goal. So my emergency fund that I'm trying to rebuild is up to $8,000. I'm currently sitting on around $5,000 or so for my emergency fund. Again, I had to dip into that last year and the year before because I wasn't earning anywhere near as much as what I needed to, especially considering that the house that we previously owned was just ridiculously expensive for us at the time. We didn't need something so obscene. The other thing that I'm saving towards is a savings goal of $10,000. I was going to make it $20,000 for the year, but I think that my money is better spent in the stock market than in the savings, because even though the cash rate at the moment is 4.5%, which is fantastic, I think that I really want to try and, build a little bit more for myself. So then hopefully I can retire before the age of 60, 65. Who knows if that's actually going to happen, but it's the goal. It's the affirmation that I'm telling myself that that's what my goal is. That's what I and Lewis really want to try and achieve, is early retirement and having a little bit of money left over to play with while doing that. So after I have achieved the $10,000 in savings and then the $8,000 in my emergency fund, I'm going to take that $2,000 per month and invest the whole thing. So currently I'm doing 1,000 towards savings and 1,000 towards investing. And then once I've achieved all of my savings goals, that lump sum of $2,000 is going to go straight into the stock market, spread across those 3 ETFs. This is obviously not financial advice. It is my own opinion. I have done my own readings on these kinds of things, so you need to do that yourself. Please don't just say or take what anyone says online as like gold. You actually do need to do your own readings to see if what they are truly do align with you. Lewis invests in different stuff than I do because it aligns better with him, whereas this aligns better with me. So you really need to be very careful about when you are listening to people talking about like what they're investing in and like their money goals and their money strategies. You need to figure out what is best for you first, rather than what somebody else is doing. Now, I told you that I wasn't gonna be paying rent for the rest of the year, and this is why. So we prepaid our rental property 6 months in advance. So we didn't like negotiate the price or anything. We just said, look, we're really interested in this property. We are able to, like, if you do consider us, we are able to pay 6 months ahead, including bond. You know, maybe that gave us a little bit of a leg up on other people. I'm not sure, but we're not paying more than what was advertised. That's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. We aren't paying any rent until, I'm pretty sure it's the 1st of June. I do have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's the 1st of June. So we've got another 2 months or so without paying rent. And then for the rest of the year, I've already put away money aside for the rest of the rent for this place. So then it kind of feels like we're not paying for it at all. It's already put aside. It's in an account that, you know, we can't see, we can't touch. It's for this property. And I don't know, for me, I find that's like the best way to do things, because then it motivates me to save more, to invest more, because that money has already been set aside for something else. Yes, it is a huge lump sum of money to have it set aside. For us, it works. We have the ability to do that. We have access to the money to be able to do that. So we're really lucky in that sense. We do understand that we are paying a lot of money to live here, even though this place is half of what we were paying for our previous home, which we owned. And when the rent is due, so on the 1st of June or the 1st of July, we'll basically just pay the rest of the year in that one lump sum as well. Because it's been really nice every month to not have to worry about that kind of thing. And obviously if you can, it's such an amazing thing to be able to do. But like, I never pay bills on time. Like, I'm always up until the last minute. And you know, with rent, it was always, or like with the mortgage, I was always sort of like the day before it was due, being like, oh my gosh, is the money in there? So it's actually been really nice and refreshing to be able to just pay something in a lump sum, which I know is not the norm and it's not possible for a lot of people. But it just means that our minds are a little less stressed when it comes to housing. And yeah, so hopefully that will work out. I actually haven't asked the real estate agent yet if we are allowed to do that. I'm sure that they won't care. They accepted the 6 months before we moved in, so I'm sure they'll accept it now. But yeah, that is a little bit of a look into my budgeting, my savings, my investments, how things kind of come into my account, where things go, how many bank accounts I have. I'm really interested to know if you have like just one bank account or if you have multiple bank accounts. Do you have any shared banks? Like what works for you and your partner, or just what works for you as like a solo or a person who lives by themselves or is a single person? I'm really interested because I think what used to be the norm was having everything joint, everyone having access to everything. Whereas like in my opinion, I actually don't think that that's a great thing to do. I personally feel like you should have access to your own money. You earned it, it's yours, so you should be able to have access to it whenever you like, especially as, you know, if you are in a partnership with someone, if there is ever a need that you need to leave, you really should have your own access to money just in case you need to leave. Not that I am planning on leaving Lewis, like I love him. He is very good to me and I am very good to him. But you know, we've had that conversation to say, okay, well, should we join all of our accounts? And I said to him, no, I love you and I never think that you will ever do anything to me. But personally, if ever one of us wants to leave, we should have the ability to leave and we need to have ownership of some of our own money. Yes, we need to have a joint account because we live together, we have a rent, we have groceries and cats and everything that we need to pay for. But you know, your money that you've earned is yours, my money that I've earned is mine. And that's sort of like the way that we have chosen to do it. There's no right or wrong way. It's just us as a couple coming to that sort of conclusion. But yeah, I hope that you did enjoy today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions like for Lewis and I, or if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I love reading the comments. I love replying back to comments when I can. So make sure that you leave them down below. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Catch you later.